All right, people, welcome back. Welcome back to another tutorial. So today's tutorial is, first of all, not gonna be a in-depth tutorial. It is a addition to a existing video out there on the YouTube web. I will provide the link down in the description. Now, this is of course for Unreal Engine and loading levels in your game, and we are using a door system to do it. And of course, I will show you the video from Code Thinks, a really good person. He's great. This one is where I got the door from. Again, I'm an environment artist, lighting artist, and I'm not a programmer. I am learning, and of course, I do know how to load levels because, well, that is part of my job, of course. So what we're going to do today, we are going to implement loading and unloading a level inside this system. And let me show you how we're going to do this. All right, so of course here we have the door, but before we start off, let me give a shout out to this guy right here, Code Thinks. Definitely go and check him out, because this is where I got the tutorials from, where I learned some stuff. Yeah, and of course we got the realistic door. This is the one I am referring to. We'll leave this down in the description below. So yeah, so it's kind of the door from Resident Evil. The door has 3 states: closed, partially open, and open, or a little bit open, or whatever you want to call it. So before I use my own loading system, my own level loading plugin, you can also get it on my Ko-fi, by the way. I have a whole plugin, multiple plugins, but let me get to the plugin here real quick. It is the world building plugin. It is the modular building tool. This is what I made myself. This one does include the level loading system and of course the smartwatch, but that is also kind of a personal one, not public, but this one is. So this is what I am using, and I will still be using it because some parts I just have to do it. For example, not every loading area has a door. So for example, I have this one over here, and if I have something around that corner, like over there, that I need to load, I can use this. So this one is load level, and then if I turn it around, you can see it's unload level. So it's a two-way street. And we're kind of going to use that same idea with this system right here. Now I have a little light here for indicator. So I'm going to show you what it does first, and then I'm going to show you how we are going to do this. So let me start. So we start over here in our starting area, and as you can see here on the left side, right above my head, you can see all the loaded levels. And if you look for the upper hallway, that is, let me see if I can get my mouse up there. That one right there that I highlighted, it is not loaded. So that is the one we are going to show you. So we are right here, and we're going outside, and actually I can show you if we go in F8, and you can see it is not loaded. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back in our character, and then we go to the door, and you can see it is still unloaded. Now at the moment I interact with the door, and you can even see it through the crack, maybe. Seamless. No pops whatsoever. No pops whatsoever. It is just right there. And then of course we open the entire door, walk out, and now we have a small issue, right? Because now we want to close this door, but and then that one is still loaded. No, because now if you close the door, like I said, I had that light there for a reason. You can see if I now go back in F8, go back in that room, the door of the room is gone. Now if I go back in and I go back and click on the door, You see the light is back, so that does mean the room is back too. And yes, the room is back. So I'm gonna close that, and the room is gone. And that is what I'm gonna show you on how to implement that small little system inside this door. So first of all, of course, we're going inside the blueprint, and then later on I will show you a little bit. All right, so let's open this blueprint. Once again, a video of this official door down in the description. This is where we have our loading and unloading logic. It's actually pretty freaking simple. So what we want to do for a loading, and you could just copy this, but it's actually real simple. So we kind of going a little bit, starting a little bit backwards, but just bear with me. So all you want to do is, of course, we want to make a custom event. So we do that custom event. I'm gonna call it tutorial. You guys can call it like load level or unload level. You need both of them anyways, but we're gonna do tutorial. Now what we're gonna do real quick, because we need this. If we go here, sorry, we have to open this one because we need to make an integer. So if we go in here, make an input, and I call it just dimension. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it the same, and Jesus, and make sure once you've done that to select it and make it a integer, and just compile, and there we go. So now the first thing we want to do is we want to go a little bit backwards, but that's fine. We could just go here and do type in load stream level, and then by object reference. This is the one we want. Now what we want to do here, we want to go here and right click on level, because this one is important, and promote it to a variable. Now once we have this done, we're not done yet. Go here to the level, click on it, and go over here. Hold on. Go over here, select this one, and change that to a array. Now if you only want to make a single map loader, you can keep it, but we don't want that. So, and then what we're gonna do is change variable type. Let it do its thing. Let us do his thing. I'm just gonna do dismiss because it doesn't really matter, because we have it now right here. Now after we have done this, the first thing we want to do is also click instant editable. That means we can exit it through the blueprint. And then from here, now we want to go and work with the fun stuff. So from here, we want to go and say we want to get, or maybe from this. Yeah. So go from the level and then do get. We want to get copy. Then we want to select this and connect it to there. Like so. Then this one, this level, disconnect that. Just hold Alt and then click once. Now this get is going to be connected to the level right here. Then let me arrange this a little bit better. There we go, a little cleaner. Then we want to go here again from level. We want to go length. Want to grab the length, and then from that length, what we want to do is drag off and do less than. So just do shift and, you know, get less than. Let me move this one up a little bit. So less than This one, we want to connect to this one too. Just do it like that. And now I have to take a look. This one, by the way, needs to be connected. So hold control and then click it, drag it, and check it on that one. You want to flip those two around. And then this one goes up there. All right. We got that. And then we also, we don't want to do anything yet. What we want to do is grab over from here and then press B to get a branch. We get that branch. And then this condition is going to be connected to this. So if less than is true, then reload the level. And of course, we want to make it visible after it is loaded. Now, technically, you're almost done. There's one more thing we need to do. And that is we're going to go from here and we're going to type load. Sorry. In my case, it is tutorial. So you want to grab the custom event again and paste it behind here. And then from here, we're just going to do a plus or add in this case. So we're going to add this and then change this to 1. And then all we want to do is connect this one all the way up to that. And there we go. So now technically your basic loading system is done for the levels. So compile this. No errors. Nice. So now if we go here, you can see we can add levels. Great. So we got the loading part done. So how do we make sure that we can now load the level when we click on the door, right? We interact with the door. Well, actually really simple. So if you, again, you use this door system, all you want to do is you go here to, let me scroll out a little bit. Here to the door state, go to the door state. And all you want to do is interacting with door. You want to again do this. In my case, this tutorial. You want to grab this. And you want to put that between that and the branch. And that is the loading part. Now this may break my door, but that is fine. And then for the unloading, it's actually real simple. It's literally the exact same. The exact same as this one. The only difference is you change this load level stream for unload. So technically you can duplicate this entire thing. And change this custom event name to, in my case, I'm going to do tutorial unload. I'm just gonna do tutorial compile here for a second, so that one is done. Now all you're gonna do is grab this one. Sorry, let's start with this level one. We are going to go here. I'm just gonna go right click on and duplicate, then change this to, in my case, I'm just going to do level underscore on, so I know it is unloading. I'm going to drag it and just release it on there. And then it will switch out. Compile here for a sec. Then after that, what you're going to do, you're going to take the loading stream level. We're going to delete that. We go from true. We're going to do unload. Unload stream level by object reference. And here we're going to connect this one again to this pin. And then what we are going to do is take that one again, of course, and we're going to do here. And then we do tutorial unload in this case. So this is the one we want. We take on a tutorial unload. And again, connect this one to there. And basically that is your load and unload done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to uncheck my current ones. so I cannot access them. Compile that. And then for the unloading part to work with the interaction, all you're gonna do, you go back here. Let me have a look. Back to the door states, right? So where we put the loading part in. Now you want to do the unloading part. Let me disconnect this. And then here on the closed state, so open is set closed. We're gonna do tutorial unload in my case. So for you, it will be maybe like unload level. And then that. So technically, if we did everything right, it should work. So let's go over here. Let's take this door. And I need to go to here. Let me grab this. It's still the same door, guys. We didn't change the door. We only changed the goat. So as you can see now, right here, let me go here real quick. As you can see here, we have the level and the level on, right? So now let me show you what's happening when we are doing this without the stuff added. So now we go here, and if I now just open this door, you can see nothing happens. There is still nothing loaded here, and if I close it, it is still loaded, not unloading, nothing. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to level. So in our case, we want to work from this side, right? So we want to load the level. So what we're gonna do is here, we're gonna do a hallway. In my case, it is the upper floor hallway, right? Now before I do anything else, we're gonna try and see how this works. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go click, and you can see instantly the hallway is there. There you go. And of course, if I now close it, you can see the light is still there. So that means that room, we go in F8, you can see this room is still there. Now, I guess you can already figure out how we solve that issue. In that case, we're going to go here to the level on. Click on the plus, of course. And then we want to go, in my case, it is starter room. Starter room or starting room. And then we're gonna go here. And of course, because we did only when it is the closed state, it will unload levels. That means it will not unload it unless the door is closed. And there you go. And now if you go back in there, you can see the level is no longer there. So that is how you can add your own loading and unloading logic to this door. Once again, I will leave the link to the original door in the description below, and then you can of course add this to it. If you have any questions, don't forget you can leave them down in the description below, or you could also of course join my Discord. Also, the link will be down in the description below. And that is where you, of course, can keep track of the game development and all that stuff. And I just went through a massive overhaul on the game. You can see this is the old way, right? And this, of course, is now the new one. So yeah, I'm still working on that. And of course, you can always ask questions there if you need it. As you can see, it's still a growing Discord. Glad to see there are still people joining in. And yeah, again guys, I hope this helped. I hope this and of course, don't forget you can implement this into your own door too. The level loading works the same. It is just you need to time it with your interaction. So when they open the door and when the door is closed, you can also, if you have, like, for example, you have a door that works on my timeline, like I have for auto closing. My auto closing works on a timeline. So let me show you. Why not? While we're here. All right. So my door also has the option for automatically closing. but mine does then also work on a timeline. So instead of me manually closing the door, what I can do is also set this unload to that. So let's say I also want to unload that door when the door automatically closes. Let's see. We don't need this. All we have to do is go here, close, do that, right? And that is that. So if you have this timeline, it will automatically close my door. So now if I do this, I go in here and I don't have to add anything in because that logic is already set. We already done that. So I'm going to load it. And I forgot. Hold on. That's not going to work because I have to check here door settings, and I have to check can auto close to true. And then I can, of course, have a delay for the auto close. I'm just going to keep that on default for now. We're going to go play. Open the door. And we are going to wait for the door to close. And then when it closes, that light should go away. That door, of course, the auto close, it doesn't really work. Wait. Let's have a look what is going on. So when the door auto closes, it should automatically unload the... So why is it not doing that? Oh, that's why. That's my fault. This is for the AI, not mine. Let me delete this. I'm not using that. That's the wrong one. My bad. It's this one. So this is the close. Right. That's my bad, guys. So you could just do it here and also paste it over here. And now when it automatically closes, it should unload the level. That's my fault because I attached it to the AI unloading door that I don't use anymore. I don't use any AI anymore. But now you can see the door is a little buggy. That's why I don't use the auto close. I don't like it. It's a little buggy, and instead of me having to fix it, I just don't use it. Yeah, so that's actually that. Real simple. Yeah. Well, again, guys, hope you all enjoyed, and I will definitely leave the link down in the description below. With that being said, have a good one and enjoy. Bye-bye.